Oh, the adrenaline rush is unbelievable. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. This week I'm at Thursley. Thursley Common in Surrey is an incredible national nature reserve, which is common land, mixture of heath and bog, and home to probably one of the biggest strongholds of Darford Warblers in the south of the UK. Good morning all. I'm at Thursley Common this morning, which is probably one of my favourite places in Surrey, and the idea is I'm just going to have a wander. There's no particular plan. It's obviously an amazing location for Darford Warbler, but I've heard woodlarks already. I'm hoping I might get to see some adders. It's an absolutely stunning morning. The sun's out. I've been here since early, so come along with me and let's see what we can find. So no joy with adders as yet, but I'm just walking up to a place called Parish Field, and Parish Field at this time of year ordinarily would have been absolutely rammed full of photographers. To see a local celebrity, it was called Colin the Cuckoo. Now, for those of you that don't know about Colin, Colin was a cuckoo that visited Parish Field every year for, I think, 8 or 9 consecutive years, back to the same field, to his loving and adoring fans. Unfortunately, last year he didn't make it back, which I'm assuming means that unfortunately he perished somewhere between here and Africa. But it's still great habitat, and normally this time of year the redstarts start to arrive, so I'm now going to go and see if I can potentially spot a redstart. But yeah, no joy with adders yet. Lots of Darford Warblers about, which is great. Lots of woodlarks calling everywhere. So let's see if we can go and find a redstart or two. I've got a male redstart calling over my head. I'm not sure whether you can hear it. And a robin calling to my right. It's so peaceful. Perfect time for a coffee. It's so peaceful. There's a little bit of wind, but it's not too bad, but clear sky. I'm just looking for some adders at the moment. And the secret to hunting for adders is making sure that you tread lightly and softly and carefully, and that you cast your shadow away from the direction that you're walking, because if your shadow goes over the top of a basking adder, it's likely to retreat. So slow and steady wins the race. Feels like we're getting closer. That to me there looks like an adder has shed its skin. It's been an amazing morning. Not great for photography yet, but it's still amazing to be out. I love it. Probably been here 3.5 or 4 hours, and although I've not been intently looking for adders, I still haven't seen one. Although the sun's been out, there's been a fairly brisk sort of northerly wind, so there's a real chill in the air, and I don't know enough about snakes to know whether that makes a difference, but if you do, feel free to pop a comment below. I'm missing my snake whisperer. Supposed to be meeting up with Mike Phelps and Andy Green today, but unfortunately we couldn't in the end. Mike's a bit of a snake expert, so I'm sure that would have made a difference. A couple of raptors circling in the distance quite low. But let's see how we get on. I'm going to have a quick coffee, bite to eat, and then we crack on. So, here we go again. I've just been back to the car, shed a couple of layers, taken the weight off my feet for a couple of minutes, had a coffee. So as I said, no joy with adders earlier, despite my best intentions. Now, I guess that just goes to show that wildlife photography doesn't just happen, but it's great because, as I said at the start of the film, I came out today with no particular intention other than to have a wander and see what I could find. Sometimes it's a good way to be honest, and I love it because rather than becoming so fixated with one subject, and admittedly, that does enable you quite often, if the opportunity arises, to get some amazing shots. But this sort of opportunist photography, if you like, is a really good option if you just want to get out in green space and enjoy yourself, which is exactly what today is all about. So I've got a few shots, some Dartfords, lots of stone chats. But have I enjoyed it? Yes. It's been amazing, and hopefully we've got a few more hours yet to see what we can find. One thing that's done me a big favour this afternoon is cloud cover. There's now quite a bit of cloud cover, and although the wind is still up, I was starting to struggle with one of my arch nemesis for the warmer months, and that is heat haze. Those of you that have watched my videos before will have often heard me talk about the frustrations around heat haze. And I think it's safe to say that this flat light is certainly going to eradicate any heat haze. It's just now to see whether the wind stays down enough to be able to get some Darford Warblers perching up. Because the yellow gauze flowers are crying out for Darford Warblers to sit atop of them and pose for me to take some pictures, but let's see if it happens. The irony. Having searched all morning for one in the sunshine, I've now found one when the sun's gone in. But oh, the adrenaline rush is unbelievable. No sooner was it there that it was gone. But we've seen an adder. Success. Stone chat just perched up, marking his territory. I'm so glad that I stayed and didn't move on. This afternoon has obviously brought sighting of the adder, the elusive adder. But I've also just had amazing views of Darford Warbler coming backwards and forwards from what looked like a nest, although it was too low for me to actually make out, and obviously I didn't want to disturb. But managed to get a few shots of it coming back with food. Whether it's feeding the female on eggs or whether it's actually feeding young, I'm not 100% sure, but great to see. Still no sign of a hobby, but I think we're too soon, to be honest. I saw a couple of gents that had come earlier in hope of seeing hobby and cuckoo. Now I've heard cuckoo, but certainly no signs of hobby yet. We needed to warm up ever so slightly more before that's a genuine option. So I've just had my first wheatear of the year. Absolutely amazing male, looking beautiful. Just a bit of fieldcraft really. Take an image, stay low, break up your silhouette, edge slightly closer, take another image, then try and get some video footage. But no, he was pretty tolerant and treated me to some amazing views, so I'll share it with you now. See what you think. I am shattered. 22,500 steps. It's been, I've probably walked 2 fairly sizable loops around Thursley. I think 22,000 steps is probably about 10 miles, so it's been a good one and we've covered some ground. Well, that brings to an end a magnificent day in Surrey. Obviously this video has been slightly different to the norm. It's been more of a sort of point of view day out with me, which I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, it'd mean the world if you could give it a like. And if you want to see more of the same content or similar content, then give me a subscribe. A lot of people don't realize it doesn't actually cost anything, but it lets me grow the channel. And the more the channel grows, the more people get to see our magnificent wildlife. If you're interested in coming and joining me out for a day, for a one-to-one or workshop, then please head over to my website and check that out. But otherwise, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.